to Mystic Moons. Somehow everything looks better. I know it's not because I'm doing this at midday my time, because I've done it before, but just everything looks really crisp. Obviously, if you saw my home decor also has a theme. The furniture and the knickknacks, etc., are black and white. So the fact that everything has a higher contrast than usual actually is pretty exciting to me. So, welcome to Mystic Moons. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being part of the channel. If you are watching and not yet a subscriber, well, subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel. This channel is not monetized, so it is dependent upon your support, your donations. Most recently, I'd like to give a shout out to Jonathan G, Chanel, and of course, Carrie. Jonathan and Chanel, if you're watching this, I have released astrological notes in your honor as thank yous for air and water. If anyone else would like to support the channel and at the same time spread notes, spiritual notes out to the collective at large, please do so. You can either do so through Cash App or buy me a coffee. Anyway, keep an eye out for those readings brought to you by Jonathan and Chanel. Tonight at my time, Eastern time, 11:11. If you have any waters, if you have a water or air, sun, moon, or rising. I don't know if there's any love readings. I don't quite recall. Anyway, so we're doing aware and beware. These are messages that Spirit are, do I say for you to see or for the general community to see? Well, they're to be seen. I do consider these to be timeless. I actually don't really structure them when I pull. Just whatever needs to come out. I don't pull them for any specific collective as well. So if I get information that relates to a sign, I will say that. But I don't pull for specific signs. This is a general collective. Whatever comes out. We will, my cat is doing a meow. So let me go and shuffle these a little bit before we get started. If you'd like, you can hit the like button. However, I do these periodically, so it doesn't really matter if you give it a like or not. I'll still do it. Now, the love readings that I'm going to do, that does matter. If you don't give me a like on those, I will not do the following month. This doesn't matter. So, aware and beware. Let's see our first message. We'll pull this back. Still use this as a stand. And I think I will start off with a tarot. Aware and beware messages you need to be aware of. Aware. I have a Knight of Cups. That Knight of Cups Nice. Someone watching you in romantic energy. If they're not watching you in romantic energy, then they're watching you, well, because you could fulfill something they desire, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could be, I don't know, maybe you can plant a garden for them. Maybe you can go and give them money. Maybe you could drive them somewhere. Maybe you could do something for them. Either way, if it's not a romantic energy, then it's doing something that they really, really, really like. Those are the plans that someone is viewing you in this energy. Oops, caring fell out. Do I take caring? You know, I'm going to push it back because I don't feel like doing cards yet that just pop out. I am going to shuffle. And let's go and find out more about this Knight of Cups who's watching you. I have a Knight of Cups with a broken heart. New job. I have someone who's watching you for what they can get from you. Insincere, bottom of the deck energy, broken heart, new job, and trashy. Well, broken heart, new job, and trashy basically translates to me as insincere energy in the first place. Someone is looking to boost up their ego at your expense. You may have Scorpio placements. This person coming to you may have Scorpio placements. When I say Scorpio placements, I do mean significant spots, right? Like either if you looked at their chart or your chart, a whole lot of Scorpio, or a Scorpio sun, moon, rising. Since it is a Knight of Cups, I'm also going to include 4th house, Venus, and 7th house energies. New job almost makes me want to go and say Scorpio in the 6th house too. Keep it in mind. Be back in just 1 second. Okay. So I am back. There's a little bit of noise. Well, in Mystic Moon's video, so of course it would have little cat meows in it. Let's get another message. I see some cards flipped. Is that the only card that flipped? I think so. Okay. Another message. Sticky. Vegan. Pushy. Someone's a little too passive. Someone's going to take advantage of that. Sticky, pushy, vegan. Someone is too soft, first of all, vegan and tenderness. Someone could be watching right now, watching in the future, but someone, I really see vegan and tenderness is just too soft. You could be a vegan. You could be dealing with a vegan, but either way, that this is softness. And I feel like this is something to be aware of. There are people who are going to go and take advantage of that softness. They could be taking advantage of the fact that you're in a sticky situation, and they're going to be thinking about what ways can they have or implement, or what avenues, what little creaks and breaks do they have to take advantage. They're going to run with it pushy and early. We'll find out more. I have 9 of Wands. A bunch of cards fell out. Those are too many one moment. I have the World. So I think for some of you, the message I'm getting is that number one, you're soft. Not that it's a bad thing. But I feel like people see you as an easy mark, not necessarily that you are an easy mark. 9 of Wands and the World basically is there, like, while you may offer a lot, doesn't mean you're going to go and budge. But people are going to see you as an easy mark. They're going to go and try and push their way forward. It seems like, too, they're going to try and establish, I almost feel like saying false community bonds with that 3 of Cups. You know, like when you meet somebody and maybe right away they start using the word we. You meet someone out of the blue, they're like including you in their plans, and you're like no way could anyone honestly believe that someone else wants to go and jump on someone else's boat without right away. Like they establish the bonds of community too quickly, too early for there to be any sincerity behind it. I almost feel like ending this one right here. But what I will pull a few more cards. Essentially what I have here, it's like someone is naturally easygoing, and it's recognized that you have a lot to give. If you haven't already, soon you are going to go and meet people, and they're going to try and get something out of you. This almost feels the same vein of that Knight of Cups energy I just pulled. But definitely is establishing trying to establish closeness when, for how they're talking, how warmly they're acting, it's too fast, too soon, too pushy. It's a bit of a shyster energy here. Energies I have here, well, I have 9 of Wands and I have 3 of Cups, but I'm not going to necessarily say that I feel Sagittarius or Cancerian energies in this yet, because I really feel like 9 of Wands with that world is, as I mentioned before, someone who has a lot to offer. And just because someone is warm and friendly, or this person is warm and friendly, doesn't mean that they're a pushover, but people will try. Whoops. As I said, I don't really feel like taking cards that fell out, but I guess we'll keep it. I have 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Be really careful who you start to establish bonds with. Be very careful with who you work with right now, who you join hands with, who you spend time with. It feels like the energy that I have here isn't necessarily over a longer period of time, like be careful over the next 6 months or anything. I really feel like this is more immediate energy, a more immediate message. I also have Taurus and Pisces energy coming up, but with Judgment that fell out. It's like soon enough, you're going to get what you are waiting for. Someone's telling you to be patient and don't rush. Things are coming through for you on the pipeline. Could be good things, could be bad. Well, could be good things, could be connections that are more hassle than they're worth. Maybe if you waited a little bit longer, you get the same outcome with a whole lot of effort, not as much effort and not as much hassle. That's what my cat says. So we'll get another message. Let's see another message. So I have fresh. That fresh. A fresh new start. I have a fresh new start. Everything connected with you previously is being reset. Feels like also too, all the irritating things or things that have been irritating you, things that have stood in your way, things that have taken up your time but have not yielded the results that you have pushed for. In this situation, what you have pushed for, you would have never gotten what you wanted in the first place, because that would have also given you a fresh start. But now, however, everything that stood in your way, everything that prevented you, everything that seeped and sucked your time up and your energy like a bog, like a swamp. And that is truly over. All those zombies and people in there too are truly over. I have a partner coming for you, could be a partnership. I want to take this card. Okay, so I am back. I was noticing as I was choosing my phone's mobile network that someone else's mobile network around here is called Jin. Jin S2. All right. So yeah, I see a new partnership coming for some of you. I don't know if I was online or offline when I was saying this, but I do see someone, as I said before, they're not really going to care about your past, but they're also going to expect you not to care about theirs. And this person very well could have a dog or a significant relationship with their dog, or this person could just be born in the year of the dog. I kind of doubt that with pet friendly and dog showing up. I think this person has a dog. This person is definitely in a creative field. This person should be nice. This person should be very nice. This person should be anything but nasty. No sarcasm here or anything. I guess I'll pull a few more cards to see what exactly this partner is. Because right now it can be, well, just someone who you'd spend time with, someone who you'd collaborate with, someone who you'd build new things with. Very well, this person could be an employer for those of you in creative fields. Maybe it's a dog-friendly advertising office. Have you ever worked in one of those? One person brings their dog, then another person brings their dog because it's a pet-friendly office. And then before you know it, the moment you have two dogs, one is running around pissing all over the place, and then the other dog is running around sniffing that piss, possibly pissing on top of it. And then you have a third dog, and then you just have like pee marks, marking of pee all over the place. So could be could be an environment like that with pet friendly and dog if we're talking about a workplace. Hopefully we're talking about somebody who's just pet friendly with their dogs. Funny, Two of Cups is bottom of deck energy. Definitely meeting someone. Looks very likely a new work relationship. If that Empress popped up, I'd almost venture to say, but it hasn't popped up here. I'd almost venture to say with my ego is too big to care, it could be as well someone wanting to work with you, commission you, and their projects are too small or something like that for what you can offer. But they're there going, we're so great. You should be happy. Queen of Wands. You know, the situation is what you make of it. Situation is what you need. What are you currently seeking? What are you currently yearning for? What are you currently determined to obtain? Queen of Wands, King of Cups, Page of Wands. It is all in the hands of the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands energy is passive, yet I consider the Queen of Wands to be the most active out of all the Queen energies. That Queen of Wands does not necessarily sit and wait. That Queen of Wands generates, moves, has a great range, and very definite ideas. Yeah, for some of you, your old situation is done. Feels like people as well, especially people who have been taking your time, your energy, your attention, and nothing comes of it. It's just, this is all very swampy energy to me. Swampy, murky energy, despite it being a Ten of Swords. Especially paired with fresh. Whatever has been sucking your energy, sucking your time, sucking your attention, and whoever has been doing that, that's over. I don't care if it was a whole town of people, a whole line of people, it's over. Yeah, they sucked off of you enough, it's over. There is a new partner coming, and literally, whether for some of you, if you are looking for love, if you want to turn the situation into that can be. But primarily what I'm getting is this is someone to work with. Very easy, very strongly, this smells of work. And if it's not a creative office, then it could be a creative field. And if it's not a creative field, then it could be a creative vertical, like even e-commerce, if you think about it, has creative elements they need to appeal, right? Something about here definitely calls for creative work one way or another if it's not overt. At the very least, let's say that they don't have like a strict dress code, right? It's not banking. It's not necessarily working in a hospital and you put on those scrubs. If you work in a hospital, it's not one that you put the scrubs. There's some creativity here. And the person who you meet is going to be very warm towards you. Very warm towards you. You're getting a person who believes in you. That person is only going to want to hear about the future, is only going to want to look to the future, will not want to touch upon anything from the past. And if you're interested in that person in some other way, I feel that person's very much open to it. Let me also say Ten of Swords, fresh, and that King of Cups energy with the Queen of Wands is all about how you set boundaries. If you don't enforce the boundaries, I feel like my ego doesn't care. King of Cups, that person will almost be like trying to swallow you. Like, have you ever seen, what is that movie, The Blob? You know, you get some huge pink or green bubble and it comes over you and it goes splat all over you and you're like, all covered in like a green jello mold. That this partner that is coming, that you have the choice whether it is purely work. I think it will start off as work. And if it evolves into something more, this person naturally will have the tendency to act like they are a container of green jello and they like to have you engulfed in it. This person will overstep their boundaries if you don't set strong ones. That's also something here. A very sweet person, but that person needs boundaries. Hello, Nico. Nico Blue, how are you? How are you doing today? Are you excited for the pink moon, the remaining day of the pink moon? That's tonight. That's good. What are you up to? You're a Libra. Ah, you know, the pink moon tonight is in Libra. I got a donation the other day last week, from a Libra during my Libra reading. And tonight I will be releasing astrological notes for air and water. So definitely check that out. I don't really remember what the reading was. I pulled it earlier today. But you can keep an eye out for that. One moment. Chi-chi. It's heavy energy. Well, I think the reason why it's heavy, there's a couple things going on, especially I would say being a Libra, being a cardinal sign, and first of all, with that transit that moved out of Pluto. Pluto moved out of, what was it? Was it Aquarius? I forgot. But whatever sign that Pluto moved out of, ending those 16 years of misery for cardinal signs, right? That was like one big event that started to go and shift for all the cardinal signs. Also, too, those shifts are still evolving, specifically for cardinal signs. I know, it's like resetting everything. If you haven't taken initiative, or if you even weren't given the chance to go and make certain changes that need to be done, it feels like from February onward, like pretty much from the wolf moon that happened on, the energy has just been like iron hands or iron gloves or a steamroller and getting everything done. Yeah, and even the fact that the solar and lunar eclipses that we had, they heavily affected all the cardinal suns. This current full moon is in Libra. That's some more energy. That's we had Mars that went last week. We had Neptune last week that went into Aries. Again, that's like energy that is strongest on the cardinal signs. And then you think about it, you have any other cardinal sign placements. Let's say, and when I say strong, it could be either your overall signature sign, your rising, your moon. Then you just get that energy compounded. But yeah, I would imagine that there's a couple signs. There are some cardinal signs. There are the other signs as well, some other ones, like Pisces, that this whole energy right now is like a major shift. It's a shift for everyone, but some people are just really being called upon to make huge changes this year. One way or another, they're pushing for that. The energy is pushing for that. Let's see. I will be doing moon messages as well tonight. I'll do another live, and that won't be a collective reading. I'm going to wait till it gets a little later, but I'm going to do a pink full moon in Libra moon messages for all the signs. I'm curious what they are myself. All right, let's get another message. Since that last one was talking about a fresh change coming, a fresh new start, And the person who you'd be working with could be as much to you or as little to you as you want, but you need to set those boundaries. Let's get another message. SOS, someone is in a critical state. They're in a critical state, but what they need to succeed is actually very definable. They need a very specific thing or very specific things to make it happen. And it isn't a big deal at all, I'd say, with key. Key means it already is defined. It's not like this person is flailing. All they need to do is go and find the right opportunity, the right person, the right ley lines, the right environment. And everything will click into place like clockwork. We'll find out more. In fact, with that SOS, I am going to draw a few tarot cards. So SOS, I have the Chariot. I have that Queen of Wands again. I have Eight of Swords. Well, first of all, let me say with that King of Swords, bottom of the deck energy. Well, somebody's aware of your situation. Someone is also deciding exactly what can they do, how much do they want to do about your situation. You know, they have the ability to help. They have quite the ability to help. They have the resources to help. They have the energy to help. This person has the energy to help. Who is evaluating? So that could be someone that you have a personal relationship with. Also could be even if you have applied to work, whatever this SOS system is. You know, there's somebody there who you have caught the eye of someone who has the resources to help. I'd also say with that Eight of Swords energy here, just how far or how much do they go? SOS with the Chariot and Queen of Wands, you've already made some significant progress, significant positive progress. It's just that you are not aware of your results yet. Maybe you're distracted from seeing where your current results have gotten you to this date. For instance, maybe you put out a whole bunch of energy in one spot and now you're on a completely other spot. But if you maybe checked your email, or maybe if you checked your actual physical mail, maybe if you, I don't know, regrouped with someone who you spoke with a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I feel like there are some answers to your progress somewhere where you're not looking, but you put effort out into that area. So I'm not going to clarify the 3 tarot cards, but I'm going to lay out some more moon cards to find out more about this SOS. I'm going to lay out 4 or 6 rather. So snake, this is a year of the snake. Keep in mind that it could also, well, as it's a year of the snake, it's a year of transformation. Transformation is not easy, right? It's not like a Sailor Moon, twirl around and wiggle your baton and put some fairy dust on and you get rainbows and doilies coming out. typically. Ooh, but snake and this could also be somebody born in the year of the snake. So keep that in mind as well. You can check online to see the years of the snake, but as well, we're also in the year of the snake. So that could be double meaning, that could be singular meaning. Also, too, with the cards I have here, I have Gemini, I have Aries, and I have Cancer. So this person or you could have significant placements. Remember, significant are your sun, moon, rising. I consider your overall signature sign. You can go and check that out online. Free natal charts, go and check out your signature sign if you have one. Some people do, some people don't. And what was I going to say? Signature sign and something else. Oh, and first house, right? But first house, sometimes it could be with your rising. Sometimes your rising is not. Your first house could be like, on a cusp or something. You have some planets one sign, your rising being another, blah, blah. Anyway, let me go and say, though, my ego is too big to care, and snake with SOS. Not only do I feel in this energy that you have made some good progress, and I think your progress, the results of that have yet to come through. You either you have to look in an area that you have overlooked in the past couple hours, days, or weeks, and or there's a little bit of delay coming through for you to see how successful, and I do consider Chariot and Queen of Wands creating success. Those are both very dynamic energies, both very unrestful energies, both very, I'm going to get this energies. I mean, I'd rather have like a Chariot with a Queen of Wands than a Chariot with a Queen of Cups, personally, in terms of getting something done. Not settling for anything less, too. But with this SOS and snake, SOS being clarified by snake, and my ego is too big to care. Heart, tougher skin. My ego is too big to care. Besides all the other energies with snake that I mentioned, or meanings with snake. Tougher skin. I have somebody calling. Let me go and see who this is. One moment.